Now, before we start this party, I just want to set the table with some expectations. I'm showing you every single step of the way, and then I'm going to give you the receipts, show you my ad account, and the payouts that I'm getting in my business. 5 figures a month in reoccurring revenue using little more than just AI. Literally, all you have to do is watch this video and you will make money. We're going to begin with a simple landing page. We're gonna then bring that page into an AI tool that you can use for free, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, to write killer ad copy. We're then gonna take that copy and build killer content with it that is highly converting. We'll get to more of that here in a bit. And then we're gonna build a complete email marketing campaign around all of that. So today I'm gonna share my screen and show you everything you need to know to build a complete, cohesive marketing funnel to scale your business using nothing but AI. So for today's case study, we're gonna use Disruptor Academy. This is the simple landing page that we have. If you look at it, it's not sexy. It doesn't have 1,000 words on it. It's something you could absolutely do yourself. Now here's how to use AI to write ad copy that converts. So we're gonna take this and we are gonna go to Explore GPTs, and then in here, we're gonna use the 322 method ads copywriter. Now, I personally built this GPT on the back of some of the best advertisers in history, as well as thousands of ads that have spent millions of dollars on Meta. And you can see that this has been used over 10,000 times, and hundreds of people have rated this thing, and it's averaging like a 4.5 star. Like, this thing works. Now from here, let's say, click start with your LP to provide a landing page. We have a URL, paste. Now the machine is gonna verify with you that it's actually looking at what you want it to look at and that it gets the vibe that you're looking for. Great. I've reviewed the Disruptor Academy's landing page. Disruptor Academy offers a comprehensive program designed to help marketers, brand owners, and business leaders scale their meta ads profitably using AI-driven systems. Yes! Now, let's move on to the next step. Step 3, discuss the concept and specific elements you want to highlight in the copy. Now, a quick little hack that I thoroughly enjoy using. I have an Apple device, and on Apple, there's this thing called voice control. So you can just turn it on and then just talk to your computer. Prompting is now just literally having a conversation, and that is amazing, and it works. So let's go ahead and start by answering the questions that it's asking us so that it can give us exactly what we are looking for. What I'd really like to highlight in the ads for Disruptor Academy is that it is a proven framework. You're gonna get direct support, and instead of being frustrated, you're going to see more success and less stress. My target audience is marketers, brands, and agencies who have been struggling, especially with recent changes and when what has worked in the past just isn't working anymore. The primary thing is that I want to emphasize how simple and easy it is to see more success with less stress, and that most of the difficulty people have is that they've been taught to value the wrong things by people who don't care about them. And we are here to change that. Submit. Boom. There you go. You can just have a manifesto with this thing. Love it. This is a strong, clear direction. Here's what I'm going to lean into. Proven frameworks, direct support, relief, calling out the bad advice, and positioning Disruptor Academy as the antidote to everything that's been broken in the ad world lately. Now we're moving to step 4, and it's going to do a little bit of work. Now, right out of the box, the machine is going to give us 10 Facebook ad headlines that we could use. Now, one thing that I want you to know is if you don't like these or you want to channel some of the best advertisers in the world, that's completely possible. And after this process, I'm actually going to show you 3 of my favorite advertisers and show you exactly how to channel them, as well as give you a little bit of information on who they are so that you can channel them as well. And if there are any marketers or advertisers that you enjoy, that you would like to see other people leverage in their ads, drop it in the comment section down below. And we're going to play a little game. Every time we give ourselves a list of 10 options here, I would love to know which ones you enjoy the most. And then I'm going to tell you which ones I enjoy, and the machine's going to write the ad copy for us based on that, okay? So, we got 10 options here. Tired of ads that don't work anymore? This fixes that. Ad chaos ends here. Finally, a framework that works. You've been lied to about ads. Let's fix that. More success, less stress, just a proven system that works. What worked before is dead. Here's what's working now. Finally, ad strategies that don't leave you guessing. Most struggling marketers are just following bad advice. A shortcut to better results and fewer headaches. The ads framework built for the 2024 apocalypse. Scale with confidence, not stress. Here's how. AI is there as a tool. And you can craft it and utilize it. And that's why we're giving you 10 options. So in the comment section down below, I'd love for you to tell me which ones you enjoy the most, and then I'm gonna give you my answers here as we move on. Feel free to pause this video if you need a little bit of time, but yeah, let's have some fun. So out of these 10 options, the two that I enjoy the most, and I think best speak for me on behalf of the way that I think about the business, is number 3 and number 4. And those are, you've been lied to about ads, let's fix that, and more success, less stress, just a proven system that works. And now we hit step 6, the primary text copy. It's gonna use those headlines and then write copy for us. And remember, in a 3-2-2 ad, we just need 2 primary texts to go with 2 headlines and our 3 creative. So let's pick 1 or 2 of these and see if we like it. Set number 1. You've been told to chase hacks, obsess over trends, and trust gurus who don't even run ads themselves. No wonder you're stuck. At Disruptor Academy, we're cutting through the BS with a system that actually works. Backed by data, proven by results, supported by real humans who care. Let's fix what's broken and get you scaling again. Boom! Love that. That is a great elevator pitch. I should probably remember that one. All right, and let's go to option number 5 here. If you're a marketer, brand, or agency wondering why nothing is working anymore, this is for you. Disruptor Academy is where results come back to life. Clear frameworks, weekly coaching, real community. Join the movement of marketers who are done with chaos and ready to scale with clarity. I love that. These are really cohesive, really good, punchy bits of copy. And what's important is the continuity and cohesiveness of all of this. The primary text is informed by the headline, which is informed by the landing page. So when you read these words and you decide to click on that ad and you go to the landing page, it completely backs up what you're expecting. Marketing is about setting an expectation and then meeting it or beating it. It's all about underselling and over-delivering. When you make false promises, you're not going to be able to make sales. And the key is the continuity from step 1 to the end of product. That needs to make sense. This is an entire marketing funnel built around multiple concepts. Each concept is going to be another 3-2-2 ad in our ad account, and all of it will come together at the end of this. And again, you're going to be able to copy and paste your way to success. So these are the results right out of the box. But what if we want to channel some of the greatest advertisers of all time? This is how we can channel advertising legends to do all of the hard work for us so we can copy and paste our way to success. To start with, let's channel David Ogilvy. If you don't know about David Ogilvy, let me hip you to him real quick, and then I'm going to show you how to let him do all the work for us for free, and we can copy and paste our way to success. So David Ogilvy began his career in advertising relatively late. After a varied background that included roles as a chef, a researcher, and British intelligence officer during World War II. In 1948, he founded Ogilvy & Mather in New York with no formal ad experience, but a deep respect for research, psychology, and clear communication. Now maybe this is a little bit of your story. You've done a whole lot of things, and now you want to make this work. Well, one of the greatest of all time didn't have the college education that everybody did. He just really valued the research and the work, and that's all that matters. His breakthrough came with legendary campaigns like Only Dove is 1/4 moisturizing cream, and at 60 miles an hour, the loudest noise in this new Rolls Royce comes from the electric clock. It's so good. Okay, sorry. Let's get back to more on him. These ads embodied his belief in intelligent copy, powerful headlines, and product-led storytelling. Ogilvy quickly became known as the father of advertising, not for flash, but for his insistence on substance and integrity in marketing. His agency grew into a global powerhouse. Ogilvy shaped not just brand campaigns, but the principles of modern advertising itself. He preached that advertising must sell or else it's not creative. And he was relentless in teaching that data, empathy, and craft should drive every decision. Ogilvy & Mather became one of the most respected agencies worldwide, serving clients like Shell, American Express, and Guinness. Even decades later, his books, particularly Confessions of an Advertising Man and Ogilvy on Advertising, remain essential reading. His legacy isn't just in the ads he made, but in how he elevated the profession into a discipline of precision, persuasion, and respect for the audience. Have you ever watched Mad Men? Yeah, that's what this is, right? Like, can you get Don Draper to write your ads for you for free, right out of the box, and all you have to do is copy and paste? Yes, 100%. I'm gonna show you how to do that right here. Now, that being said, before we start, I just want to give you a little bit of a background on his philosophy and style. Ogilvy's philosophy was really built on research-driven advertising. He emphasized that you always start with the data. You need to know the product and the customer better than anyone else. Ogilvy also insisted that the customer isn't a moron. Treat your audience with respect. They're intelligent and deserve clarity. Ogilvy also insisted that you should only sell what you believe in. If you wouldn't use the product yourself, don't advertise it. And one of the most important things that is wildly misvalued, I think, these days, is that brand image is everything. Every ad contributes to the brand's personality. Consistency is king. And this is one thing that we really want to drive home here today. Yes, this marketing campaign is going to be consistent and have continuity, and it's going to have various concepts to do it. But we got to make sure that we're using the fewest, smartest ads to deliver the success that we deserve. If you start launching 100 ads a week that all look and feel completely different, somebody that sees your ads is going to have no idea who you are. And that's ultimately going to dramatically impact your potential as a marketer and a brand. And if you can solve the problem simply, you're going to see way more success than if you take the cheap road of making it as complex as possible. Because remember, one of the mantras of this channel is really simple. Simple scales, complex fails. Say it with me. Simple scales, complex fails. One more time. Simple scales, complex fails. The simple doesn't necessarily have to be short. One of the core tenets of Ogilvy's style is long-form copy that sells. Detailed, persuasive writing that both educates and converts. Think infomercial, but classy. Another core element of Ogilvy's style is that headlines matter the most. He famously said, 80 cents of your dollar spent is on the headline. And that is still true to this day. Now, quick little bit of psychology around how somebody engages with your ads. The creative stops the scroll, and then the eye immediately goes to the headline. You often read it before you subconsciously are able to even take in what is in the creative. And then the eye, if you haven't already clicked or moved on, goes to the primary text. The creative stops the scroll. The headline is what gives it context. The creative can be amazing, but if the headline doesn't match it or set the expectation or create interest or desire or intrigue, then great, you have a fun video with a wonderful hook rate and you're not going to make any sales at all. Also, you don't have to have the sexiest ad. If it just appeals to your target audience and then the headline gets them to want to know more, they're going to click. It's really that easy. Ogilvy also is a big believer in big promises backed by proof. And that's quite literally what this video is, right? I'm making you a big promise. You can get from 0 to 5 figures a month in reoccurring revenue using little more than just AI. And I'm showing you every single step of the way. And then I'm going to give you the receipts, show you my ad account and the payouts that I'm getting in my business. Like 100% big promises backed by proof. And if you can't get that from somebody, then you shouldn't trust them. And lastly, in the style department, Ogilvy loved elegant visuals. Clean, tasteful design with strong product photography and traditional layouts. Now, side note, what I love about Ogilvy's traditional layouts is that while everything else has changed in the world, his traditional layouts are now just what we call a meme. If you look at Ogilvy's old advertising and then you look at your social media feed, there's a reason why certain fonts, certain layouts, certain styles are what we use. And it's quite literally just ripping off David Ogilvy. Like, he's the father of the modern meme, and he does it for advertising. And that's why we literally can't start anywhere else than with the father of advertising. So that being said, let's get Don Draper, David Ogilvy, to write the ads for us, okay? Here's how we do it. We're gonna go back to our GPT and give it this simple direction. Thank you so much for this. Now, can you write me another batch of headlines, but this time channel David Ogilvy? Now, it's interesting, you'll notice there's a typo in the prompt. Doesn't matter. This GPT knows exactly who David Ogilvy is. Now, I put in a lot of work to make sure that this GPT references the highest quality research possible so that you don't have to do the work yourself. And there's a reason why I use it every single day, and people around the world trust it as one of the most powerful resources. And it's free for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So that being said, here's some of the headlines that we've gotten out of all of this. And if you're playing in the home game, please go ahead in the comment section down below and let me know, of the David Ogilvy headlines, which ones do you like the most? Again, pause this if you need to, because I'm going to give you my answer here in just a minute. Okay, so going through these headlines, what every struggling marketer ought to know about scaling ads in 2024. How to grow your brand without wasting another dollar on broken strategies. The proven ad system that replaces guesswork with growth. Why 7 out of 10 brands fail to scale and what the top 3 do differently. If your ads aren't working, it's not your fault, it's your framework. The step-by-step method that's saving agencies from burnout. How smart marketers are cutting costs and increasing ROI without fancy tools. The new rules of advertising built for the real world, not a textbook. That is good. All right, I gotta stop. Okay, let's keep going. I don't want to color the things that you like the most. This is the ad strategy people are paying consultants thousands to learn. Finally, a simple system that helps you scale without the stress. Oh, says let me know which shoe hit the hardest. Oh, okay, one last second. Let me know your thoughts. Okay, for me, I don't think I could pick anything other than number 8 and 10. Just the visceral feelings, right? The new rules of advertising built for the real world, not a textbook. And finally, a simple system that helps you scale without the stress. Now, it's writing the ad copy for us in an Ogilvy-Style to help drive the point home. So like we did before, let's read off a couple examples, starting with the first one. Most ad advice sounds smart in theory, but when you try to apply it, nada. Disrupt Your Academy is where the rules actually work, in the real world on real brands facing real challenges. No fluff, just tested frameworks, direct support, and results that you can take to the bank. Oh, love it. Now on our last example, the one straight out of the box, we did number 1 and number 5 here. So with Ogilvy, let's try number 4. You don't need another course. You need a system that works and someone to guide you through it. That's exactly what we do at Disrupt Your Academy. The support is real, the wins are real, and you'll feel it from day one. Oh, yes, that's what we want. Like, that is so good. And again, these are very cohesive ideas. Remember, these primary texts really back up what you see in the headlines. That 100% set the expectation of what you are going to experience on the landing page, which is going to make the conversion of that landing page as high as possible. If you get the words right, making money is a lot easier. So why not leverage some of the best in the world at doing all the hard work for you? And with that in mind, we just went through David Ogilvy. And I'm going to give you 2 other examples here. And I know there are hundreds of other advertisers that we could be channeling. And I'd love to know in the comment section down below, are there any other advertisers that you enjoy, that you would use in this system, or that you think I should use in another video exactly like this to follow up on what we're doing here? Let me know their names. Let the other people in the community see the folks that you enjoy to help make them successful. One of the biggest parts of what we do here in the Academy is we try to give it all away. You can't keep it unless you give it away. And the more you give away, the more you get back. So be as giving as possible in that comment section. And I'm also going to reply to all of your questions and going to really do the research if you bring up anybody that I don't know. Like, I would really love that. And I'll even update this GPT if you hit a home run. Like, let's do it. And also, from me to you and everybody else, thank you so much for that support and giving with your knowledge and experience. So, all that to be said, who's the second person we're going to go with today? And there, again, are a lot of folks that we could deal with. And I don't know how we're going to do this today without referencing one of the greatest of all time. Universally seen as one of the greatest advertisers in the history of modern advertising. A man who has written books that to this day are textbooks for everyone that wants to be successful. There's no way we could do this today without channeling Eugene Schwartz. Eugene Schwartz was one of the most influential and highest paid copywriters of the 20th century, known for his mastery of direct response advertising. Starting his career at Publishers Development Corporation in the 1950s, Schwartz quickly made a name for himself by turning simple products into massive sales engines through the power of words alone. See, like, how do we not use this guy when writing the words, right? Like, we have to. He specialized in magazine and newspaper ads that drove millions in mail order sales, ads that were long, urgent, and emotionally charged. Unlike many of his peers, Schwartz didn't invent desire. He harnessed existing demand and intensified it. And that's really at the core of what we're going to be doing here. And that's why we have to use Eugene Schwartz in this example. There's a lot of misinformation out there, and it's not wrong, it's just not applicable. How many times have you been taught with the IDA framework or all sorts of other things of making somebody problem aware and then solution aware and brand aware and getting them to buy? That's a complete waste of your money. There are brands out there that will spend more money in a month than you will make in a year, and they're not even focused on profit. You don't need to make people problem or solution aware. They already are. You just need to be a better choice when they're ready to make the purchase. If you're in direct consumer advertising, or if you're in a lead gen business, if you're a small business, your number one unfair advantage is that you can care more about the customer than somebody else. If you have 1,000 customers, you can't possibly care about them nearly as much as if you have 5. Your unfair advantage in the space is being a better solution to people who want to be cared for. That's what this is all about. And what Eugene Schwartz-style copy is going to help us do is command that existing attention and intent and turn those people that are struggling for a solution into people who are excited about our product, service, or offer. And let's let all the other people do all the hard work. And we can just come in at the last minute and be a better choice. That's an easy way to get your first 5 sales, 10 sales, 100 sales, even 100 sales a week. You don't need to do more than that. So getting back to Eugene Schwartz, his campaigns for health supplements, self-help books, and beauty products were legendary for their ability to turn cold traffic into obsessed buyers. Beyond his copywriting work, Schwartz cemented his legacy with the book Breakthrough Advertising. And while I totally think you should read that book, if you're not the kind of person that's going to enjoy all of that, or if it's difficult for you, don't worry. I've trained this GPT on all of the lessons of it. I've already done all the research for you. A foundational text that's still studied religiously by marketers today. In it, he laid out the psychology of buyer awareness, the 5 levels of market sophistication, and how to write copy that moves people based on where they are at in that journey. He was obsessed with understanding human desire and taught that great copy doesn't create need, it channels energy already present in the market. Schwartz remained a working copywriter into his later years and mentored many top writers in the field, leaving behind a framework that still powers performance marketing, info products, and email funnels to this day. You see why we could not do this without channeling Eugene Schwartz? I'd be remiss to not set you up for the most amount of success. That's what we're all doing here, right? More success and less stress. All right, let me tell you a little bit more about him, and then let's let him do all the work for us. Eugene Schwartz's philosophy was really to channel existing desire. He believed that you can't create desire, you just tap into it already is there. Now, one of my favorite examples of this is if you're trying to sell shoes, you don't need to tell people that they have feet. They've been buying shoes for decades before they see your ad. They already have the market awareness. They're already problem and solution aware. You just need to get them to know that you care more about them than somebody else does, and that your product is a better fit for them. That's what direct-to-consumer is all about. He also believed that you need to match your message to your market awareness. Now, it's really important here because as we're beginning to run ads, we don't need to go out to complete strangers. He was absolutely great at getting completely cold traffic into existing buyers, but the point is, if you're spending $10 a day, $100 a day, $1,000 a day, you don't need to worry about cold. There's plenty of people with their credit card out just looking for a place to spend money. And if you focus your copy and ads on converting them, the machine is also going to know that those people are ready, and it'll just show your ads to those people. And this way your ads don't have to be nearly as sexy and kitschy and fun or clever. They just need to speak to the customer who's ready to buy, to let them know what they should expect on your landing page with your product, service, or offer, so that the conversion rate of that traffic is exponentially higher. That's how you make money. The goal of the first sentence is to get somebody to read the second one, and so forth and so on. And that's exactly how people engage with social media ads, right? You see the creative, your eye goes to the headline. If it's good enough, they're either going to click or they'll move to the primary text. And if you lose somebody in that first 5 to 8 words, they're never gonna go to your landing page. I don't care how good your product is. You have to nail these things. Otherwise, you're just wasting money and time, and you're gonna be really, really frustrated and not make nearly as much as you deserve. He also believed that advertising is an energy transfer. He believed that great copy transferred energy from the product to the prospect, fueling action. And again, if you're running ads on the platform, what you're looking for is action. A higher estimated action rate is gonna give you more premium inventory for a lower cost. And for those folks that are still relying on caps for all of their spend, cost caps, big caps, etc., you're trying to buy lower quality inventory for a better price, but that's never gonna get you the best customer. Good copy will. That's what this is all about. And when we talk about his style, it is long-form, high-intensity copy. Schwartz's ads were deep, emotionally charged, and layered with psychological appeal. His ads relied on bold, curiosity-driving headlines. Headlines that promise transformation, urgency, or secret knowledge. I think one of my favorites is he had a famous ad where the headline was, "Do you have the courage to be rich?" That's the end of the sentence. Like, when you see that, you're just like, you can't read that and not be engaged more. Like, how does that land? Do you have the courage to be rich? Like, that doesn't, you need more. Like, it immediately just draws you in. Like, that is a black hole of a headline. That's what you want, right? Like, that's why we're channeling these people, because they're so good. One of the other great things about Schwartz's style is his relentless momentum. His copy builds and builds like a rising tide. Every phrase is designed to hit a psychological trigger, often focusing on dreams, fears, and untapped potential. And for all of those reasons, I'm really excited to see Eugene Schwartz do all the copywriting for me. So let's see what it looks like by going back to ChatGPT and letting it know exactly what we're looking for. And yes, it knows who Eugene Schwartz is, just like David Ogilvy, just like hundreds of other great advertisers, because I've done all the research and trained the machine to know exactly how to use them to do all the work for you. Thank you so much for this. I love how this turned out. Can you do me another batch of headlines and primary text that really channel Eugene Schwartz-style copywriting in style, form, function, ethos, and psychology? And I love it when the machine gets a little enthusiastic, right? Oh yes, now we're talking Eugene Schwartz mode. Deep psychology, emotional tension, desire mapping, and irresistible momentum. His headlines enter the conversation already happening in a prospect's mind and escalate. Let's build this next batch using classic Schwartz-style tactics. Start with the existing desire, agitate pain subtly and directly. Promise transformation through clarity and mechanism, and leverage form, function, and deeper emotional payoffs. All right, for those playing in the home game, once again, I'm gonna read these off. Let me know what Eugene Schwartz headlines you like. And if there's anybody else that you think I should be using or channeling or talking about in the next video like this, or that anybody else watching this video needs to know, go ahead and drop their names too. Like, let's build community here. Let's give it all away so that we can get even more ourselves, right? This is all about community. Okay, I'm gonna read these 10, tell me which ones you like, I'll wait for a moment and then tell you which 2 are my favorite that we're gonna use for the primary text ad copy in our 322 ads. Number 1, you've tried every ad strategy, this one finally works. When you're tired of struggling, this framework delivers relief. They told you to hustle harder. Here's what actually works. The method that quietly turns struggling agencies into scalable machines. Stop guessing, start scaling with a system built for the chaos. If you're still relying on outdated ad tactics, read this now. This is what happens when frustrated marketers discover structure. The hidden reason you're not scaling and how to fix it. A simple framework that turns stress into predictable growth. You've been fighting the wrong battle. Here's the truth about scaling in 2024. All right, so let me know which ones you like. And again, there's that pesky 2024 again. If we really like that one, we can just change the 4 to a 5, call it a day. All right, now that you've told me your 2 favorites, here are mine. I'm gonna go with number 1 and number 3. That's how I'm feeling today. And again, you could do this over and over again. You could say, these are great, give me 10 more. And you could even start this entire conversation over with different seed information, and it'll just continue to produce options. Like, that's what I love about this tool, is there's no end to the variety and choices and opportunity that you can create by literally just copy and pasting. That's amazing. And it's 100% free. So, the two powerful tension-filled choices that we chose here today, you've tried every ad strategy, this one finally works, and they told you to hustle harder. Here's what actually works. So now let's take a look at the primary text. Let's start at number 1, and on our first run through, we read number 1 and number 5, and on Ogilvy, we read number 1 and number 4, so for Eugene Schwartz, let's read number 1 and number 3. Set number 1, you've tested trends, you've followed funnels. Every secret promised a breakthrough. And yet, results still stall. Not because you're doing it wrong, but because the game changed and no one told you the rules. Disrupt Your Academy is the first ad system designed for this moment. Clear structure, real support, and finally results that don't vanish overnight. Oh, yes. Okay. Sorry, I'm getting very excited. I told you this is fun, right? And I'm a nerd, so there you go. And set number 3. They told you to work harder, to launch more ads, to test until it works. But hustle isn't the problem, direction is. At Disrupt Your Academy, we replace noise with a clear system. One that shows you what to do, when to do it, and how to scale with less effort and more clarity. It's not about grinding harder, it's about finally moving with power. Oh, sign me up. Where's my credit card? Like, that's why we have to use these people, right? Just like, it's just so good. And I want to give you one more example. Now, to be fair, we could do 100 examples, and this video could be a week and a half long. We're not going to do that. I just wanted to give you the best foundation to start with. And to be fair, there's one person that I just could not make this video and not reference. Now, David Ogilvy, the father of advertising, we had to go there. And clearly, Eugene Schwartz is somebody that, if I didn't tell you about him, it's me not doing my job. Now, for the last person, and if you have any guesses, go ahead and drop it in the comment section below. And if there's anybody else that you think that I need to include, let me know. And also, that's great for other people watching this video to check out the comment section to see other resources that you enjoy. But all that to be said, I did debate a lot about who to include, and the names just kept rolling off the tongue over and over, so many different people. But because what we're trying to do here today is build a complete marketing funnel with ad copy, with images, and with an email funnel that's completely cohesive, soup to nuts, nose to tail, from ground zero to help us make 6 figures using nothing but AI. I could not make this video and not include one of my favorites, Leo Burnett. Leo Burnett launched his own agency in Chicago in 1935 during the Great Depression. Armed with $50, a few clients, and a bowl full of apples in his reception area. Who's gonna start an ad agency in the Great Depression? Like, somebody that knows that they know what they're doing. Like, you need to have this kind of insanity of confidence, and just, if you're struggling right now, and the people around you say just to give up, the people who are successful are the ones that say, nah, I don't have a choice. This is all I'm doing. I've burned the ships. I'm going to be successful. And that's Leo Burnett. Like during the Great Depression, with $50 and a bowl of apples in his reception area, he built one of the greatest businesses ever. Like, you have to be a crazy person to do that. And he is crazy, and he's brilliant. Let me tell you more about this guy. From that modest start, he built one of the most iconic ad agencies in history. Burnett's work was driven by a deep belief in the power of emotional storytelling and visual simplicity. His early successes with brands like Kellogg's and the Minnesota Valve Canning Company, which later became Green Giant, set the tone for his approach: make the product the hero and appeal to the hearts of everyday people. Over the decades, Burnett and his agency created some of the most enduring brand mascots of all time. The Marlboro Man, Tony the Tiger, the Jolly Green Giant, the Pillsbury Doughboy, and Charlie Tuna. That's all one guy. How do we not include this guy? How do we not include this genius? It's so good at pairing simple imagery with a brand identity to tell a story and get an emotional buy-in. Like, that's all we want. That is Simon Sinek's Start with the Golden Circle. That's everything Steve Jobs ever mentioned. That's Gary Vaynerchuk's Local Celebrity. It's literally just getting people to know who you are and to care and have an emotional response. One of my favorite examples of this, and it's not a Leo Burnett, and bonus points to you, drop in the comment section below if you know who's behind this. But if you go to like the movie theater or the bowling alley or putt-putt or whatever, and you say, can I get a Coke? And they say, sorry, we only have Pepsi products. How does that make you feel? Like, there's a little bit of like betrayal and disappointment, right? Like, it starts with a sorry, because we all know that that's not what you want to hear. It's sugar water with the color brown. There's no reason that you should have that visceral, emotional reaction. But being able to channel that is a superpower. But that's what Leo Burnett was probably the greatest ever at being able to do. And we can use him to do it for you for free. That's what this is all about. More success, less stress. This is gonna be fun, this is gonna be easy. You're going to make more money by copy and pasting your way to success, leveraging the greatest people in the history of doing this work. His ads were warm, human, unpretentious, capturing what he called the inherent drama of a product. Under his leadership, Leo Burnett Worldwide grew into a global creative powerhouse. Even after his passing in 1971, the agency continued to thrive, guided by his philosophy of tapping into timeless truths, not chasing trends. His legacy lives on in every brand that strives to not just be seen, but felt. And that's what we all want, right? So getting into the philosophy of Leo Burnett, he believed in the inherent drama of a product. Every product has a human story at its core. Find that and spotlight it. He also believed that big ideas come from the product. The product isn't a prop, it's the center of the story. His philosophy also is centered around something we can call reaching for the stars and grabbing the heart. Emotional resonance matters way more than clever tricks, right? The way that you feel about something is way more important than your intellectual appreciation. Again, going back to Coca-Cola and Pepsi, or anything to do with religion or politics, like the way that you feel about something can overwhelm every intellectual objection you have. That's incredibly powerful, and one of the easiest ways to be really successful. And when you use this in advertising, that's how you build a moat around your business. That's the reason Apple can charge way more than anybody else for a computer. And people still buy it. I love it. I've got like 7 Apple devices. And I love it. They got me. I have at least 3 Apple devices in this room right now. My phone, my Mac Mini that I'm recording this on, my laptop over there, like, they got me. And because of that emotional appeal. And also the warm sell. Speak to your audience like a friend. You don't need to shout or condescend. You can just provide value and be caring and loving and let people find themselves in your story. And when you go back to some of those famous brands, the Marlboro Man, that's a cigarette. You're having an emotional bond. Tony the Tiger, the Pillsbury Doughboy, these are commodity goods. There's 100 things exactly like it. But when you've made the choice that that's yours, no one's ever going to be able to get you to change your mind. That's incredibly powerful. Getting into his style, he humanized brands. He gave products personalities with iconic mascots and characters. He relied on simple visual storytelling, clean layouts, bold imagery, and a clear product focus. His ads weren't slick or clever. They were sincere, nostalgic, and optimistic. And also, he really championed the middle America sensibility. He celebrated ordinary people with everyday values, not championing elite lifestyles, which is one reason he was able to sell to hundreds of millions of people, because that's how many people are normal everyday folks. He sold to the 99%. And if you're just trying to get your first 10, 100, or 1,000 sales, you don't need to go outside of that 99% to see dramatic, life-changing results. So let's go back to ChatGPT and get him to write some copy for us. And then we're gonna get into creating killer content with all of these words that we've written. Thank you so much. This is absolutely what I'm looking for. Can you do it one more time? And this time, can you channel Leo Burnett and really try to get his tone, his character, his philosophy, and style? If you see that there, like, you can just talk to the machine. It'll do all of the work for you. Prompt engineering is so passé. Just have a conversation. The more you converse with it, the better it's gonna get. So getting back to chat, yes! Let's bring in the voice of Leo Burnett, the master of empathy, warmth, and storytelling with a purpose. His work was all about making the product the hero, using everyday language, real human insight, and deep emotional truth. Leo believed in dramatizing the benefit, showing, not just telling, speaking with honesty, heart, and a touch of poetry, making big ideas feel personal and human. And once again, we're gonna play in the home game. I'm gonna read off these 10 headlines. I'd love to know which ones you like the most. Let me know in the comments section, and I'll let you know which ones I enjoy. And if there's anybody else that I have not included, that you're just sitting here yelling at your screen like, how did you not include them? Drop them in the comment section below. I might include them on a future video, but I wanna make sure that everybody else watching this video gets to know who you are that passionate about, because you might be the unlock for them. And there might be people there with great advice for you waiting right now to help you see the success that you deserve. All right, let's go through these 10 headlines. It shouldn't be this hard to make your ads work. Real marketers, real support, real results. Behind every scattered campaign is someone who cares too much and knows too little. This isn't a course, it's a compass. The moment you stop guessing is the moment you start winning. Marketing isn't magic, it's a craft, and you deserve to master it. Built for the ones who are tired of chasing and ready to build. When you're ready to stop surviving and start scaling. Most people don't need more ads, they need a better map. If you've been carrying this alone, you don't have to anymore. I love these, and on a personal level, one of the things that we've seen through a lot of these headlines isn't features, benefits, numbers. It's getting somebody to care. That's what really matters. All right, let me know your 2 favorites in the comment section below. I'll give you a moment, pause this if you need to, and then I'm gonna tell you which 2 are my favorite. Okay, so for me, I gotta be honest. I like the first and the second one. Right out of the gate, just home runs. So we're gonna drop in here 1 and 2. Boom. It shouldn't be this hard to make your ads work. And real marketers, real support, real results. Now it's gonna go ahead and build us 5 primary texts, and we're gonna read them off. The first time we did number 1 and 5, then with Ogilvy we did 1 and 4, with Eugene Schwartz we did 1 and 3, so Leo Burnett, let's do the first and the second one. So, starting with number 1, you didn't get into this to burn money on ads that don't work. You started with passion, vision, and a dream worth scaling. But somewhere along the way, the noise got louder and the results got weaker. Disruptor Academy brings it back to what works. Proven frameworks, human support, real clarity. Because building a business shouldn't feel like a fight. Oh, do you feel seen? I mean, just, how does the machine, what I love about this is just like, the machine read a simple landing page and is writing this in a way that I think speaks to easily tens, hundreds of thousands of people. That landing page wasn't that in-depth, right? Like how simple that was. And remember, you can go back to that landing page and just be like, hey, can you copy this? Only use this product and this is how I feel about it. Like, it's that easy. Okay, number 2. If ads feel harder than they used to, they are. It's not your fault. What worked last year doesn't work today. That's why we built Disruptor Academy, to help people like you move forward with confidence, not confusion. This isn't another hack. It's the steady hand you've needed all along. I need the steady hand, right? Like, it's just so good. So I hope what you're getting out of this is how incredibly fun this is to use, how magical and powerful this is, and how you can channel some of the best in the world to create different concepts for you. Now again, what's really powerful about all of this is the continuity between the landing page with our offer, our product or service, and the ad copy, the headlines, the primary text. And while we're channeling 3 different marketers plus what's right out of the box, they're all very similar. They're all complementary. They're consistent, there's continuity, they're compounding in value. We're not reaching wildly different pockets of the audience, we're hitting the same best possible customer, because for us, the definition of success is more sales than we had yesterday. And if you're just starting off, that might mean 1 sale a day, that might mean 10 sales a day. If you can get 10 sales this week, that might change everything for you. This is the easiest way to go from 0 to 100 with literally just copy and pasting. You don't need to work harder than that. You should be spending that time in the business or enjoying your life, right? And if we use all of these to build 322 ads using the process we've talked about in Disruptor Academy since day one, the machine's gonna do all the hard work for us. This is more or less completely automated with simple copy and pasting so you can do what actually matters, which isn't undermining the machine, but rather building a better business, serving the needs of your clients, and enjoying your life, and creating jobs, and having fun. That's what this is all about. So now that we have all this great copy, let's go ahead and create killer content with it, still using the machine every step of the way. So now I'm gonna show you how to create killer content from copy that converts. So now that we've had a lot of fun with our Leo Burnett, let's pick up where we left off at the Eugene Schwartz. Now there's a little bit of difficulty we're gonna see in this one. So instead of just walking through every step in real time, I'm just gonna kind of speed through all of the steps of this conversation so that you can see the problems that we had, how we resolve it, and ultimately the great ads we get from it without this video being like 2 hours long. So we went and said what we want to do is channel Eugene Schwartz using the conversation and said, ask me for the conversation, and then copy and pasted everything down below. And then out of that, we got something that was very text heavy and didn't quite fit on the screen. So we said, can you make this new image? And this time make sure that there are far less words, and channel the message rather than the copy and pasting the text into the image itself. You also make it more colorful and give me a single figure in the image to either identify with or care about. And we got something really interesting here, which is colorful and engaging, but it's a little obfuscated, and that T on the that isn't quite there. And to be fair, just a system that isn't a complete sentence. So we kind of point those issues out and we ask it to fix this problem. And hey, we made it simpler, and it's still not quite there. Once you try to fix something 2 or 3 times inside a chat and it's not happening, you're not gonna get there. So at this point, it's just a better choice to grab our original text and start over with a fresh slate and see what happens if we learn all of the lessons here of how we overcome some of the issues and some of the prompts to try to correct things and what problems could be faced. If we consolidate all of that into a new prompt and start the conversation from zero, well, our odds of getting a really good piece of creative go way up. And so I've done that, and here's what that second conversation looks like. So if we take a look at this one, instead of saying this is what we want, ask me for the rest of the context, we've just baked it all into one prompt. And in the bottom here, we also gave it a little bit of context around what we're looking for and some of the problems that we might face. We're saying channel the message of the copy, don't copy and paste the text into the image. We're also asking it to be colorful and to include a single figure in the image for us to identify with or care about. And please make sure that the text is visible over the figure that you make. So with all the problems that we've had, we're gonna take those solutions and start a new conversation so that ultimately we don't have to overcome problems. We're getting ahead of them before they even start. And immediately, we got a lot better result. Look at this. No more courses, no more confusion, just a system that finally works. Bam, first one. That's great. So we say, this looks really great. Can you make me another one that features a woman? Done. Like, these look like real people, and they're clearly like frustrated, and they just want a system that works. So we have a concept, we have a man, we have a woman. Let's get a team. So now we ask for that, and it's pretty good, although it's a little hard to read. So we say, hey, can you punch this up a little bit and make sure that it's a little bit more legible against the backdrop of the multiple members on the team? And sure enough, look at that. Now I want to be very clear here. I've done this with an information product that doesn't really have any physical good, but there's no reason you couldn't take a product shot and say, include this in my image, or take your product shot and some ads that you enjoy, or some creative templates like the ones that we give away in Disruptor Academy. We have over 100 templates from our partners at Creative OS that you get for free on day one. You could just take your product image and those templates and have it do all of this stuff for you, but instead of asking it to create the image from complete scrap, you could just hit the little plus sign, upload your files, tell it to follow the directions, and you'll get exactly what you're looking for. But again, in order to try to keep this video under like 2 hours long, I just want to let you know how to do the work, show you how to overcome some of the problems you're going to face, and ultimately teach you the value of everything. And again, the most valuable part here isn't just the incredible copy or the images that we have, but the cohesive marketing funnel and how all of these things look and feel like we're selling the same thing. and all of the words and the images and the sentiment to have great continuity through that entire marketing funnel. And that leaves us with one of the part of the funnel we need to do today, which is making the emails out of all of this stuff. And that is super fun and super easy. And let me show you how to do it right now. Now, I'm gonna show you how to build an entire email campaign from those ads. So in order to do this, let's go back to our original conversation, all the way down to the bottom of it. And we're gonna use the entirety of this conversation to build out an email campaign. And for the example today, we're gonna assume that you've gotten some lead magnet, because to be fair, that's what we do in Disruptor Academy, and I'm just trying to keep the continuity of the customer journey here. And you have given us an email address, but you haven't necessarily signed up yet. So we're gonna do a 3-day email campaign that hits on different emotional pieces and also increases in the urgency. We're also gonna ask for an A/B test of the headline so we can optimize for the open rate and the conversion rate of this email campaign over time. And from my experience, 90% of the value of any email address is dead after the first 72 hours. So let's just prioritize that experience. Here's how we do it. Again, with AI for free, right out of the box, and all you have to do is copy it. You ready? Here we go. We're gonna go to the Ask Anything, and I'm gonna turn on my Start Listening again. This is really great, and I enjoy all of the concepts you've given me. Can you please incorporate all 4 of these different concepts from these great advertisers into a 3-day email marketing campaign? Each one of these emails is gonna come 24 hours after the previous one. We're going to assume that somebody has given us their email address but has not yet signed up for Disruptor Academy. I want you to appeal to emotion, and over that 3-day period, increase the urgency. Also make sure to include a call to action with a place where I can copy and paste the link to my landing page within that email. And lastly, give me 2 headlines so that I can A/B test for the best open and conversion rate of my email campaign. You're about to get a 3-day email campaign built with the soul of the greatest minds in history, Ogilvy, Schwartz, Burnett, and you. This sequence is designed to stir desire, validate pain, build trust, and drive urgency towards the Disruptor Academy offer. Each email will channel one of the legends and tones and strategy. Include 2 A/B test subject lines. Be built around emotion, clarity, and a specific call to action. And give space for you to plug in your landing page. This GPT was also built to give you context around the information that it gives you. So if you notice, the first email here is the wake-up call. And this is going to be in the Ogilvy-Style. Subject line, why your ads aren't working, what to do about it. So if you notice, in the body, it already has the dynamic element for first name. Maybe you need to change that depending on whatever CRM tool you're using, but it incorporates it right there. Hey, first name, let's skip the fluff. If your ads haven't been converting like they used to, it's not your fault. The landscape has shifted, and most marketers are still using last year's playbook, hoping it will work today. At Disruptor Academy, we don't teach theory. We give you the exact framework that's helping agencies, brands, and freelancers scale profitably right now. Backed by data, built with structure, and supported by real humans who know what they're doing. You don't need another course, you need a system that works. Click here to join us now, talk soon, your name. Right? Like, this is great, this is easy. Copy, paste, send. Now, if somebody doesn't sign up, what are we gonna send them on day 2? This is the emotional truth bomb coming from Eugene Schwartz. Isn't it great? You're gonna have all these people work together for free to sell your stuff right out of the box. Copy and paste your way to success. That's what this is all about. The emotional truth bomb, leveraging Eugene Schwartz's psychological depth and agitated desire. Subject line A, you've been doing the right things just in the wrong order. Subject line B, the real reason scaling feels so hard. Again, in the body, hey, first name, including that dynamic element. Let's talk about the real reason you feel stuck. You're not lazy, you're not stupid. You've just been sold 100 micro strategies by people who never cared if they worked. Oh, right? What you need is a clear path. A structure that removes the noise and brings your focus back. That's what we built Disruptor Academy for. Proven frameworks, weekly live support, a community that actually gives a damn. This is the system that's turning frustrated marketers into confident leaders, scaling smarter, not harder. And little call to action here is you don't need to struggle alone anymore. It's not even saying click here, like it's giving us context to that call to action. And I love it, and it's highlighted in blue so we know that that's where we should put our link. Tomorrow, I'll show you exactly why this isn't another info product. It's your turning point. So it's even setting up the expectation that if you don't buy, you're gonna hear from me again. Love it, right? This is a campaign. This is a marketing funnel. We're assuming the positive, selling optimism as well as solution, and then also giving people an expectation. We're setting an expectation and then delivering on it, so that when somebody identifies with the problem, we can sell them the solution, and when they land on the page, they know exactly what to expect. We deliver and they sign up. The conversion rates here are wicked high. And on day 3, we have the tipping point. Also, shout out to Malcolm Gladwell. Check him out too. If you want to use him to write your copy, it will crush. Okay, anyway. Style, Leo Burnett. Emotional clarity, storytelling, and urgency. Subject line A, you've come this far, don't stop here. Subject line B, you deserve to win, not just survive. And again, in the body, it's got the dynamic element for the first name. Hey, first name, you didn't get into this to stress over click-through rates or feel sick every time the ROAS dips. You did this to build something real, something you're proud of. And right now, you're standing at a fork in the road. One path is more of the same, burnout, confusion, spinning wheels. The other, it's support, clarity, progress you can actually feel. That's what Disruptor Academy is. Not another shiny thing, a team, a system, a shift. But this offer won't sit here forever. If you're ready to move forward, now is the time to take that first step. Click here to join before the window closes. Right, so there's context around that. And also it's blue, so we know that's where we're supposed to put our link. When somebody clicks on it, they're gonna go to our site. No more guessing, just growth, and it ends with your name, right? So this is killer. And the machine's also gonna say, hey, do you want a 7-day version? Or perhaps you wanna punch this up by adding in additional SMS stuff. You can ask the machine to do that. It'll continue to drive success. And if any of these concepts really work for you and you find that there's some direction that's really successful, you could also ask the machine to rewrite that simple landing page for you so that there's even more continuity between how you're grabbing attention, how you're earning the click, what their experience is afterwards, so that they sign up and they're happy. That's what this is all about. Out of the box success with copy and paste. It's really, really that simple. So let's get into how to leverage AI for video ad creation. You've probably seen this tool going viral everywhere, where people are able to use AI to create amazing UGC content. And I'm sure you've heard how powerful it is, especially by people like Mr. Paid Social, it's Aesthetic, maybe on Twitter with Jetty, and even Jason Lee. And they've taught you how to create content that'll help you go viral on TikTok. But today I'm here to show you how to use this to make ads that print money. And this is the exact process that I use so that you can copy and paste your way to success, not to make a few videos that go viral, but how to make dozens or hundreds of ads with literally no limitation except your imagination.
And stick around to the end because I'm going to show you the finished product, and it is an ad currently live in my account and printing cash today.
So let's talk about what we really want to see from a UGC ad and where it fits into our marketing funnel. Very often, the UGC ad lends credibility and ultimately allows the customer to see themselves in the solution of the product, service, or offer. And the best way that we can do that is something nobody else is talking about. Let's use the testimonials of our customers as our marketing efforts. Let's literally let our actual happy customers do all of the advertising for us. And I'm sure that you have comments on your ads and you've got reviews on your site or testimonials from people where they've written in amazing things. This is how we can turn that written word into a visual. This is how we can turn people's happy experiences where they've just typed it into the machine into an amazing video that will grab somebody's attention and get them to buy. One of the great powers of a UGC ad is that it lends authenticity to the product, service, or offer. And probably one of the most authentic ways to talk about your business is to let your customers do the work for you. We're gonna do something nobody else is talking about. We're gonna use this tool to turn our written testimonials into incredibly powerful video ads. Think about it. When you hear customers talking about a product, it's authentic, it's powerful, and it really helps build trust. Instead of you telling people how great your product is, let your customers do the talking for you. That's gonna be way more effective. So now that we know our objective and specifically the problem we're trying to solve and how to get there, the last thing that we need is to write the script and go through the entire process. So let me show you exactly how I turn testimonials into scripts for videos and how I can turn a couple of videos into dozens or hundreds with just a few editing tricks. This is my community. We have a lot of folks and a lot of positive feedback, and there's a lot of great things. So let's get into here. And what we're gonna do is go to the community section and we're gonna sort by wins. And we're just gonna see all of these wonderful reviews that we have, all of these testimonials. Now, the fun thing is you can use all of these reviews, all of these testimonials for your product, the comment section of your ads, the reviews on your landing pages, what people have submitted, testimonials. You can use all of that as the script for videos and get a bunch of the actors in ArcAds to read off all of those testimonials for you. And I'm going to show you how to do that in a way that creates not only a few videos, but actually dozens. And it's going to take like less than 10 minutes to do it. So here's the entire process, soup to nuts, so that you can copy and paste your way to success, so that you can see more success and less stress. And literally, I'm giving you this step-by-step process. So here's how we do it. So our first step here is, while we have all of this raw material, we need a place to go drop it. So what we're going to do is go into ArcAds and create a new project. And we're going to go down here into the script. Okay, so that's going to be where we take our raw material and process it. So I'm going to go back into Disruptor Academy. Here's this great thing from Newton. I'm just going to copy this right here, copy, go into ArcAds, paste. Now, it's one thing to just have all of this text, but this isn't actually a very compelling script. What we need to do is rewrite this, reformat it, so that it's actually going to sound really good when somebody reads it, right? So I went full nerd mode on the YouTube content, deep dived into consolidation, creative testing, and signal hunting. That works. But after that, we get emojis and things that when you read it without the visual, it just doesn't make sense. Plus, we want to get a few of these in here. So let's go in and recraft this so that it makes sense as something somebody could say, where all we're really looking for is the soundbite, because what we only need is a few seconds from each one of these, and we're going to compile those together, because the style of content that I'm going to show you how to make today only needs a few sound bites, and that's going to be the core of the ad that is going to be so successful. And yes, at the end of this video, I'm going to show you the finished product of everything that I'm giving you today, with literally an ad that has helped me spend my way on 1% of MRR from 0 to 5 figures a month. You can 100% do this. All right, here's how we clean this up. We're going to take out the YouTube because that's sort of implied. We're going to pause this and then give context. I deep dived into consolidation, creative testing, and signal hunting. Great. Now this context is wonderful, but we can rephrase this in a way where we're getting the point across. Now we can get rid of this because that's really the soundbite here. Let's clean that up. All right. I went full nerd mode on the content, deep dived into consolidation, creative testing, and signal hunting. In 1 month, my return on ad spend rose from a 4.7 to nearly a 7x. Awesome. Period. It's really important, by the way, when using this tool, to get your formatting correct and to really emphasize where sentences stop and start. Make sure your punctuation is in line. And you're also going to be able to preview all of this stuff to make sure that you can QA it, to make sure that the output is the highest quality. So anyway, that being said, I think we're pretty close, but we have a few more great sound bites in here. Now, this I think I'm going to go ahead and get rid of. And then we have the I'm not done yet. So let's do this. I'm going to get rid of this stuff and make it a comma. So it's I'm not done yet, still learning, still testing, but already feeling more clarity and control. I think that's great than I have in years. Love it. So now let's speed this up and you can watch me process a couple more of these. And again, so you can fill this thing up. Realistically, you could have 5 or 10 of these sound bites in this. So I'm going to just speed this up so you can watch me do the work. And we're only going to load in maybe a couple more here because, again, you don't need to see me do the entire project. I just want to show you how to get it done and how to problem solve and think about how to get the highest quality raw material into the machine so that we get the highest quality output from the machine. Okay, here we go. All right, let's slow it down for a second. A quick note here, if you notice, the way less had the emphasis of text. But when somebody's reading that, especially AI, it can screw up. So we're just getting rid of some of that so that it feels more like natural language. Okay, let's speed it up again. there we go. Now if you have a community like I do on school, you could post, hey, show me your wins, and you'll just get a bunch of these things. If you have comments and your customers are replying back to them with positive reviews, you can just go in and scrape those. Like, this is really, really simple for you to do. And that's why I want to show you this, because these are incredibly powerful. This is your customers doing your marketing and copywriting for you. So we have 5 things here, right? Now, these are great for us to use. So our next step is we're going to go ahead and add actors. And again, one of the things I love about ARC ads is you have so many people to choose from. So this is how we pick and choose the ones that are best for us. Now I'm going to probably have to go ahead and make myself small over here. All right, so I had to make myself small down here in the corner because there's just so many things on the screen I want you to see. All right, so this is where we can select all the actors. And what I love is you can have all of them, your favorite stuff, male. You can go female. You could say female and adult, female and young adult. You could say, give me the newly added ones, or maybe the ones that are in HD. Give me the ones where I can use the speech for free, meaning that there's no restrictions on the content types. And we can also talk about situations, accessories, emotions. So because we're promoting an educational resource that is for business owners, that's what Disruptor Academy is about. Remember, you should have context in your marketing funnel so that the ads set up an expectation. So when somebody goes to your landing page, it meets and exceeds that expectation. That's how you wildly improve your conversion rate. And you can also use that same logic to improve your emails, etc. We need to have continuity so that everything makes sense. So what we're looking for here is, because this is Disruptor Academy, it's for business owners who are seeing success. That's the product, that's the market. We need to have the actors resemble the customers that would actually say those things. So I think to get started, let's choose female, young adult, and let's go free speech. That way we don't get pegged for anything being about money where that actor hasn't allowed us to talk about money, because that's really what we're doing. And so then at this point, I'm really just looking for a few people that look like some of the customers that I might have had. And Genesis over here absolutely resembles a couple of the customers that we have. If I continue to scroll down, here we can find some other folks. Now, I'm not interested in a doctor. I don't want this public speaker or this professional situation that looks like a podcast or something. I want real people that kind of seem real and interesting, and like they're actually talking about the product. So Genesis is great. Let's get Elsie. She seems like a real person that might be a good fit. I found that when there are props in the videos, sometimes it's a bit of an issue. So let's keep going. What about Charlotte? Let's do that. I also really enjoy sometimes if they're not in HD, that can be really helpful because they seem a little bit more UGC, not like somebody in front of a fancy camera. But let's keep going down. Let's see, Harper, let's get her, great. Let's keep coming down, trying to pick a few more women that might be a good fit. Actually, this is a great one. Harper's at a laptop, that makes sense. And let's keep coming down. We've got Chelsea over here. That looks like it could be good for us. I love it when we can use the same actor in multiple places because it also allows us to kind of string together conversations. We'll get more to that actually in a little bit. We got Fiona. Okay, I feel like we've done pretty good here. Now let's go ahead and go for some men. So when we start this, let's go to men. And really what I'm looking for here is let's find a couple people that aren't in HD. Let's find some folks where it looks more user submitted. And I just want you to see the variety of options. So Thomas, great, not HD. Let's find one or two more. Okay, so we have 20 people to choose from here. And I think that's plenty enough for you to really get the idea. Now, one of the other fun things about using non-HD people is they are far less popular. So your ads are not going to get clocked as being AI nearly as much as if you were to go to most popular. Honestly, if you go to most popular and hit female and just scroll to the top, you've seen this woman, you've seen this woman, you've seen this woman, like you're going to clock those people right away. You know, so if we go, yeah, most popular, and let's just hit young adult women like Charlotte. We've seen this, right? Even in the examples that I showed you before. So if somebody's seeing these people over and over again, they're gonna know that this isn't real. Now that's okay, but if we can keep people in the illusion for a little while, we're gonna get more of the message across. And that's really, really important when it comes to the value and the power and the performance of your ads. So anyway, we've picked 20 people. Let's go ahead and just add actors here. Now, the next step is we're gonna go through and listen to these to see if they feel natural. And I'll do 1 or 2 of these. We'll do the first man and the first woman, just so that we can understand how this looks. And if there's anybody we don't like, we can get rid of them. And I'm not saying you should have 20 actors. Do the people that make sense. So we've visually grabbed the folks that we think are gonna work. Now let's make sure the way that person talks sounds natural with the words that we're gonna use. So here's Raymond. So that's really, really good. Now, clearly we could go in and grab 100 other people to do this, but we have 10 actors, all of which hit a few of these that audio-wise check the boxes for me. And with that being said, I think that's all we need to produce a lot of ads. And remember, this is not about how to make one video that goes viral. It's about how to have a repeatable process to produce ads at scale where there is no limit to the amount that you can make other than your imagination. And if you want to run more ads, this is like a cheat code, right? So what we're going to do next is just export these. And with that being said, I've got 13 credits left. This is 10 credits. Awesome. Now the machine's just going to check to make sure that we don't have any violations. Sometimes there are things you cannot say or some creators won't let you say with their stuff. So now that we have our raw material, let's get into the editing process. And this is actually super easy. Anyone can do it. I don't even edit my own videos. I didn't even edit this video, but I can make ads like that. Now I'm going to show you how to make and edit the video ads by literally walking you through step by step my process. So because we have multiple actors reading the same reviews with nice little breaks in between them, all we're gonna do is go through the process of looking at the videos, chopping out the parts that we don't like, and then we can assemble all the ones that we do like Legos. Now that's sometimes easier said than done, so let me show you the entire process, soup to nuts, from beginning to end, so that you can see exactly how I do it. And again, I'm not that good at this. It is really that easy. Anyone can do it. Remember, our goal here is just to find the perfect soundbite, because our goal here isn't to get one 3-second video ad. It's going to be assembling all of these ads in different orders, something we call in the business a supercut. And you can rearrange this like a deck of cards 1,000 different ways. In fact, the fun math here, if you have 12 cards, the way that you can shuffle that deck of cards is 497 million. But the point is, there is no limitation to the amount of variation you can create in a matter of minutes. Again, the only restriction you have is your imagination. So the first step is I'm just gonna come in here into CapCut and I'm gonna upload the great creators that we have. I'm gonna take these and I'm gonna drop them into my materials here. And then I'm gonna slide this on out so I can dig in deep. I'm gonna make sure that I have my snaps on. And I'm just going to use this simple tool here, the split and the delete left. And you can watch as I go through this, how easy it is to just pick and choose the stuff that you like to see. So the next step here is to just hit play and go through all of the takes. And anything that just doesn't cut it, get rid of it. And you're going to be left with all of the Lego pieces that you can use to build anything. You are the master builder. And it is quite literally just as simple as, how do we think about this one? Maybe she didn't quite cut it. So let's just get rid of it. Done. Watch as I do it. Now here's another tip. There is no rule book when it comes to the AI content. There is no reason that you couldn't actually put in some real content in the mix. You could have real video testimonials. You could have you on screen. You could put in still images or fun things that you've built around your product, service, or offer. Like, you can intermingle these things. So now it's not just swapping out your individual UGC AI creation stuff from ARC ads in many different combinations. You can insert real people, and this just beefs up things even more. The amount of possibilities that you have are endless. So just find what works and double down on it over and over again. There are no rules. You can just do things. This hybrid approach will allow you to make 10 times or 100 times more ads. And what I really enjoy about using the testimonials is the fact that you are being legitimate. You are not ever going to be clocked as somebody who's lying about an ad. And if anybody ever cracks down on what your ads have to say, you can literally back it up with real words that people are mentioning in your communities, in your ad comment sections, and the reviews on your website. Like, quite literally, if somebody tries to do their homework, they're going to see the exact words that you use. That continuity and consistency of the message, where when somebody does the research, they see that you're legit, is incredibly powerful. So with all that being said, let me show you one other tool you can use to create scripts that are built around your marketing funnel. So you can have a cohesive experience from the ad with your marketing materials, so that you can quite legitimately have the scripts for your ads match the ad copy, the headline, the primary text that are sourced from your landing page, that sound and look and feel like your emails. In fact, I'm going to do all of this and then show you how to write the emails with the same tool, so you have a completely comprehensive and cohesive and consistent marketing funnel from day one to the success that you deserve. This is what I'm doing, again, to build my Disruptor Academy from 0 to nearly 300 people in less than 100 days. You can 100% do this. You just have to copy and paste your way to success. Now, before we get any further, let me show you what this ad looks like.
My ROI has risen to over 6x.
I've spent $900 on ads in the last 2 weeks and sold $3,200 in product that's just been laying on my
Here's
shelf.
the info on Charlie's Disruptor Academy to go from $0 to $12,000 a month in less than 6 weeks.
I believe my best knowledge investment for this year is my subscription to Disruptor Academy.
I 3x my business revenue since January, thanks to Charlie's videos.
I scaled to over $10,000 a month in just weeks with Disruptor Academy.
So again, if you have any questions, drop them in the comment section down below. And if you have any advice or tips or tricks that you've been using to produce really amazing content for ads, drop that there too. The power of what we do here on this channel is about the community of all of you, right? You'll also find in the description a link to join ARC ads with my special code, so you get a little bit of a goodie in that. And I'm going to show you every single step of the way. Yes, this is in ChatGPT. I'm going to show you the prompts. This is something I've built. And again, it's not just going to write the scripts. It's going to also help you write the ad copy. It's going to help you write the headlines, the primary text, your emails, and even update your landing pages. This is incredibly powerful, trusted by thousands of people around the world with a 4.5-star rating. Now, I'm going to show you exactly how all of this works in the entire conversation. So it's going to ask for our LP. I've given it the URL for Disruptor Academy. It's then going to confirm, okay, yeah, it's founded by Charlie. That's me. Monthly membership, $97, 14-day free trial. Yep. Our target audience, marketers, business owners, agencies. Yep. Our core promise is to implement AI-driven systems to reduce costs, boost ROI, and save time in the ads manager. Absolutely. It's also confirming what's included, with weekly Q&A, the courses, the audits, the resources, the bonus materials. It talks about the proven results and why you should trust me. We're getting down to the unique selling propositions, money-back guarantee, all of that. Great. So we know that the machine exactly is understanding what we're trying to promote with the scripts for our ads. So what we're going to do here is follow step 3. So I went ahead and just told the machine, there's no tricky prompts here. I quite literally said, I want to write some scripts. I want to tell people they can trust the systems and get the support that they're looking for. And I want to do this in the style of David Oakley, Eugene Schwartz, Leo Burnett, and a viral TikTok content creator. So now we have our scripts, and let's take a look at the David Oakley one. Look, I get it. You've been poking around in Ads Manager like it's your ex's Instagram at 2 a.m., hoping for some sign it's going to work out. But here's the truth. Success in Facebook ads isn't about hope. It's about systems and support. That's where Disruptor Academy comes in. We're talking real strategies, AI-driven systems, and actual humans who care if you win. Not just another course, not another guru. It's the last ad system you'll ever need. No more guessing, just growing. Check it out. Links right here. Now, that sounds great. Now, it's one thing for me to read that off. It's another thing to know that we could literally have any number of hundreds of actors do it for us. And maybe that's just not enough. what if we want to go in and make these scripts 60 seconds long so we can get a full-length video out of it? Okay, totally doable. So let's talk about the Eugene Schwartz-Style version here. How much time have you spent chasing the perfect Facebook ad? How many dollars burned? How many nights spent Googling why your ROAS is tanking? The problem isn't you. The problem is the guesswork. Disruptor Academy removes the guesswork. You're not buying a course, you're buying proven systems, the same systems that help scale 600 million in ad spend for some of the biggest names in the game. But more importantly, you're getting the mentorship, the feedback, the hands-on help you need to make these systems work for you. This isn't about theory, this is about execution. Your success story is waiting. We are here to help you write it. That's awesome. I love that. If I were to try to get into ChatGPT and have it write that for me, it would take me quite a while. The fact that this is quite literally step 3 of the entire process, where all I've done is copy and paste and answered a few questions, is incredible. And I can copy this and drop it straight into ArcAds. Love that. Now, one of the other things that ArcAds has available for us is it's not based on time, it's based on total number of characters. So what if we wanted to make ads that were all the way up to the 1,500 character limit? Okay, so let's do that. And in fact, because it's 1,500 characters and a little long, and because the actors sometimes appear multiple times with different types of videos we can make with the same person, let's organize this in takes so that the same thing that we've done with having a lot of different creators, we could use with the same creator with multiple takes, where they're in multiple settings. So we can really tell a story and even introduce static images or things of us showing B-roll of our offer or product or service, or demonstrate the usability. Like, you can 100% do this. And again, if you were to get it into 4 takes with the same person that has 4 different versions of video they can send you, that could be 16 different ads. Like, I hope you're understanding just how many ads you can produce out of this thing, and you can quality control all of them. Like, that's incredible. And then you can begin to intermingle all of these things. And the combination of all of that is hundreds of ads that you are just simply copy and pasting your way to create. With just a little bit of minor editing in CapCut, maybe throw some captions on, like, you can do amazing things. So let's see what that looks like. And let's scroll down. We've done the David Oakley, we've done the Eugene Schwartz. What about the Leo Burnett style? Nobody sees the late nights, the laptop glow, the receipts piling up on your desk while you're trying to figure out why your ads aren't working. They don't see the frustration, the feeling that maybe you're not cut out for this. Take 2. But the truth is, you are. You're not missing the dream, you're missing the system. Disruptor Academy was built for people exactly like you, not to teach you more theory, not to give you more videos to watch and figure out on your own. And take 3. It's about real guidance. It's weekly support. It's experts looking at your account and showing you where to go next. Because your dream deserves more than effort. It deserves results, and you don't have to do it alone. Like, this is great copy. And I'd love to be the person that reads all of this stuff, but as the guy running the business, it's going to be way easier for me to just have 100 actors produce these scripts and to creative test my way through whatever one works the best. Now, I hope you understand just how amazing this stuff is. And again, you can have viral TikTok styles. It will give you opportunities to give insights on what the cuts and edits should be if you ask them to. And I also love the fact you could just go in here and say, I like these 2 styles. Can you also write an email for me? In fact, let me show you how simple that is. We're going to go here. I'm going to turn on my voice control. I really like the viral TikTok style and the Leo Burnett style. Can you write me a 3 email sequence that feels and sounds exactly like those scripts so that I'll have continuity throughout my entire marketing funnel? Make sure to include a call to action for me and give me 2 headlines so I can A/B test these emails against each other. There we go. In real time, we're now writing an email sequence. We could use this to write the ad copy. We've used this to make the scripts for the video. This is quite literally using AI to copy and paste every step of the way. This GPT is writing all the copy. We can make our ads. We can make our emails. We can even update the landing page based on the things here that work. Like, this is a complete system where you don't have to do anything other than copy and paste, come up with a few ideas, and do some very minor video editing. And you're gonna get it done. Like, it is really that easy. And look at this email. 2 subject lines. Look at this. Hey, first name. It even has the dynamic piece. Yours might be curly brackets instead of straight, but it's there, right? And look, join now, there's the button. Email number 2, right? So like if you've clicked on these ads and you've gone to the site and you've been interested, maybe you gave us an email address or something. Now the fact that the emails sound like the ads, which are sourced off the landing page, and there's a VSL on there too, like the continuity of all of that stuff is going to make the conversion rate of our advertising incredible. So it's not just about making 1,000 ads, which is super easy. It's about having a very powerful marketing funnel that is cohesive and consistent, and figuring out what works so that you can go back and do it over and over and over again, basically for free. Like, why aren't you doing this? It's so easy. And to prove it, I'm gonna show you the actual receipts of my business and my ad account and what school is paying me on a regular basis. All right, here we go. So this is my ad account to promote Disruptor Academy, and this is school LTO or low ticket offer. And we absolutely use this strategy of how to crush on a small budget, starting with the broad retargeting and the brand development stuff, and how to scale using everything that I've already shown you in Disruptor Academy, step by step since day one. And if you look at this, we are at an exact 90-day window. This is literally since the day we started this campaign. It has been 90 days. Like I said, in 90 days, we got from 0 to a 5-figure monthly recurring revenue and driving profit where I'm going to be able to pay myself 6 figures this year from just this alone. Now, there are 3 things that I really want to call out here. First, if we look at the cost per school purchase, we're mapping out how much it costs to get somebody to join school. School is $97. On average, it's costing us $73.68 to get somebody in. We are day 1 profitable. And also, this is just on the attributed sales. Not every sale in school is attributed to these ads. Second, if we look at the school percentage of sales, this is school purchases divided by overall purchases, because not everybody who purchases is signing up for school. Some of them might be clicking on an ad and then going to Disrupt School and buying something. And that's really important because nearly 45% of the sales aren't from our hero offer. This is exactly what you're gonna see inside of your ad account. It actually only costs $41 to get a sale. And what's really exciting is look at the GPT. It's at $95. Like my gross profit per transaction is nearly $100. And over the last 90 days, it's tracking that against 118 who signed up for school. And that's only 56% of the overall people that are signing up for something. And that is only 56% of the overall purchases. Like I said, 0 to 100 and beyond, using nothing but AI and the systems that I've shown you. And I've used this exact process since day 1. And the last little bit that I want to show you here is look at the consistency. I was scaling this thing up and I realized I was starting to get to the place where I was no longer day 1 profitable. So what I did is I knocked back my ad spend to be 1% of my monthly reoccurring budget. 1% of my MRR is my ad spend. And so now it went up, and then it got knocked back, and at 480, 540, 556, 686, 823, 996, 1,047. Every single week this thing scales. Look what happened to the CPMs. It was in the 30s to the 40s, knocked down into the 20s. This is leveraging the stuff that we talked about on how to crush on a small budget. All of those things that we talked about in that video is the reason that this thing got to a certain point and then hit this critical mass, and then all of a sudden the CPMs dropped and the profitability went through the roof. This is 100% doable. You can absolutely do this yourself, leveraging nothing other than what we talk about on this channel. Now, I've shown you all of this stuff, but let's get to the receipts. So here's that simple landing page again, right? Now, to show you with complete transparency exactly what's going on here, I'm gonna show you every step of the way. We're gonna come in, I'm gonna hit settings, awesome. Let's go to payouts. This is what we're getting. We started at 31, then 63, look at this. This is the actual results in the business. You can do this. You can 100% do this. And remember I said the MRR was over 5 figures? Yeah, here's the proof. Currently, as of right now, we have 199 members. $14,467 in 90 days. That's what this is doing for you. That's what you can get done using nothing but the tools that we've shown you today and all of the strategies that we talk about on this channel. This is real world success. You deserve this success, and you can 100% do it. So this video started out with me making a promise. that you're gonna be able to build an entire marketing funnel using nothing but AI and a simple landing page. I've shown you every step of the way. I've shown you the receipts, and I've shown you the ad account and the actual payouts of school. Drop your questions in the comment section down below. Also, once again, there's the QR code if you want to join Disruptor Academy. I highly recommend you do it. Why not? You deserve this. We've got huge plans for this. I'm going to take this business to $1 million by the end of the year, and I'm going to show you every single step along the way. Okay? So, with that being said, thank you so much. Hit the like button, hit subscribe, and here's a great thing if you want to keep going. Check that out. I put so much into this. You deserve it. So until next time, I'll see you on the internet. Bye.